Before I begin my video, I just want to let you know intercepting storms is dangerous. This is not your ordinary commute. I have over a decade of experience in intercepting storms. Do not try this unless you have the experience. After a friendly disclaimer, I want to welcome you to my 2023 Storm Chasing Highlight video. My first storm of the season was on March 23, 2023. This was a special weather statement storm that roared through southwestern Butler County. After I clocked out from work, I headed west to my vantage point and intercepted this storm. As you can see, there is a lowering over Brownsdale Road. This storm had a rotation signature on radar. So I was watching the storm very closely. You can definitely see what looks like a lowering. I am heading into Evans City, and after I hit Evans City, the storm count just fizzled out. 2023 started out as an active storm season. On March 25, 2023, I began the day at Moraine State Park. I intercepted 3 thunderstorms that day, one in which was severe. I intercepted the first storm at Moraine State Park. Then I headed north to Mercer County and intercepted the next 2 storms at Goddard State Park. Here is video of me driving up Interstate 79. This is looking north towards Mercer County. Here is a classic structure seen on Billy Boyd Road near Goddard State Park, and this is in Mercer County. These towering cumulus clouds mean a storm is coming. The third storm I intercepted became severe warned. And this scene is as the storm was moving east over Lake Wilhelm. Naturally, I was keeping my eye on that lowering. After the storm roared through, I was greeted by spectacular mammatus clouds. These clouds are pillow-like clouds. Mammatus clouds are formed by sinking cool air. These clouds usually appeared after a storm has moved through, like this one. Here's another beautiful structure shot. Classic multi-cell line of storms. Classic setup. April Fool's Day 2023 brought severe storms and high winds to the area. And no, this was no April Fool's joke. I started the day at Moraine State Park and drove over to the Jacksville Escarts so I can see what was approaching. The day started out sunny and warm. However, a strong cold front brought severe storms and strong winds. I missed most of the severe storm because I was too far south. Unfortunately, thousands of people lost electricity due to the high winds associated with these storms. This is driving down Route 19 near Portersville, PA. After a day of chasing storms, I headed home on Route 422. and this is heading east. The season started out as active, and this is a severe storm I intercepted in Butler, PA on April 25th, 2023. A record high temperature of 82 degrees was recorded. And after this line of storms moved through, temperatures plunged into the 50s, and these storms were associated with a strong cold front. Even though I tried to avoid documenting storms at night, but since this one was so close to home, I decided to head out anyway. There are so many hazards about being out at night whenever it's storming. There's flooding, down power lines, and down trees. It's time to leave Pennsylvania and head to the Space Coast in Florida. After an active start to the storm season in Pennsylvania, things were kind of quiet in April and May. On June 14th, 2023, I intercepted this non-severe thunderstorm in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Thunderstorms in Florida are an entirely different ballgame than Pennsylvania storms. If you look straight ahead, you could see a cloud starting to lower. This storm was non-severe warned, but however, it did have a rotation signature on radar. I took shelter at Sherry Downs Park. When I am visiting loved ones in Florida, I don't have a car, so my bike is my mode of transportation, and that just adds to the challenges. Here I am under the Cocoa Beach Pier, watching the storm go out to sea. A1A. Skies are clearing in the west as the storm moves over the Atlantic Ocean. June 16th, 2023, Port Canaveral, Florida. I documented this beast of a severe thunderstorm at Jetty Park in Port Canaveral. In case you didn't know, this is a port for cruise ships. The ship out there is Carnival's Liberty of the Seas. The temperature was 92 degrees with a dew point of 77. Central Florida was under a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms according to the Storm Prediction Center. The sun fueled the development of severe thunderstorms. Up yonder you can clearly see the rain shaft. And boy, did this storm produce heavy wind and rains, and you will see in just a few minutes how intense it was. Bon voyage! Shortly after I shot this video, the skies let loose. I managed to find a picnic shelter, but it didn't do any good. I was soaked to the gills. Good thing I was wearing my swimsuit and sandals. I didn't have my anemometer with me to measure wind speeds, but they felt like they were tropical storm force winds. The winds were so intense that my ears were popping, and that's due to the low barometric pressure. And just like that, it cleared up. June 18th, 2023, I am at the Banana River waiting for a severe storm. This severe storm produced some photogenic shelf clouds. When you see a shelf cloud, expect to get wet. And these clouds are usually on the leading edge of intense thunderstorms. Shelf clouds often get mistaken for tornadoes. Fortunately, they are not tornadoes. However, you do want to take shelter because these clouds can produce heavy rains and high winds. Here is a nighttime severe thunderstorm. You can see the rain was coming down in sheets and blowing across the parking lot. They don't call Florida the lightning capital of the U.S. for nothing. These storms are charged and they mean business. Most of the time in Pennsylvania, storms fizzle out because they steal energy from each other. But in Florida, they keep training because of the moisture and the high dew points. The only time when Pennsylvania storms train is when you have outdoor activities planned. June 20th, 2023, day of my departure. This is a severe storm that moved through Cocoa Beach, Florida. My flight was supposed to leave Orlando at 7:15. However, due to a line of thunderstorms, they kept delaying the flight. After several delays and playing musical gates, they kept switching the gates, they decided to cancel the flight. Spending the night at Orlando International Airport was not fun. However, a few days later I was back in PA and chasing once again. June 26, 2023, I am intercepting a special weather statement storm at Harcrest Community Park in Penn Township. This was your run-of-the-mill thunderstorm. It did produce some interesting cloud features. Dark skies looking west. A storm is classified as special weather statement whenever it falls below severe criteria. It is important to know the difference between severe warned and special weather statement. A severe thunderstorm is hail half-inch or greater or winds in excess of 58 miles per hour. Even though special weather statement storms fall below severe criteria, however, they can still cause property damage. Take all alerts seriously. This special weather statement storm did produce heavy rain. Most of the month of July was quiet, storm-wise. After a relatively quiet month, July ended like a lion. On July 26, 2023, severe storms roared through northern Butler and Mercer counties. I am at Slippery Rock University, my alma mater, where I am documenting Mammatus clouds once again. The little bit of sun that came out towards dusk was just enough to cause instability. A strong cold front brought on a high-end severe weather event. The Storm Prediction Center had western PA and northern Ohio under enhanced risk for severe thunderstorms. On a scale from 1 to 5, enhanced risk is a 3. Western PA usually experiences a couple of enhanced risk days each year. I am heading towards a tornado-warned storm on Route 258 in Mercer County. The storm had supercell characteristics. For example, you can clearly see the striations. My camera didn't pick it up too well, but you can clearly see a hint of greenish sky. I found an area to pull off and I documented the rest of the storm. In the distance, I see what looks like a funnel cloud. I was watching the storm like a hawk. This storm produced intense cloud-to-ground lightning. Here I slow down the video so you can see the lightning bolts. After a busy evening of storm chasing, it was a rainy drive back home. August 12, 2023 took me to Lawrence and Mercer counties. Once again, the storm prediction had eastern Ohio and western PA under enhanced risk. On top of that, there was a tornado watch in effect. This storm was tornado warned in Mahoning County, Ohio. However, it weakened as it crossed into Pennsylvania. In this clip, I am in Mercer County documenting the storm. Here's some interesting cloud structure. I was up and down Route 19. I am driving into Harmonsburg, PA, that's a community in Lawrence County, and I'm going to be making a left onto Route 108. I pulled off across from the Lawrence County Fairgrounds. Later on in the evening, most of the tornado warnings were south of Pittsburgh outside the tornado watch polygon. It's weird how weather can be. When I arrived home, I was greeted with a beautiful display of mammatus clouds. During the first week of October, I was back in Florida. This time, Instead of documenting severe thunderstorms, I was documenting rip currents. When the red flag is flying, stay out of the water. Quote, rip currents are powerful, narrow channels of fast-moving water that are prevalent along the east, Gulf, and west coasts of the United States, as well as along the shores of the Great Lakes. A lot of drownings happen because swimmers panic and they try to swim against the current. If you are ever caught in a rip current, just let it take you down the beach. Swimming against the current will tire you out. Quote, if caught in the rip current, don't fight it. Swim parallel to the shore and swim back to land at an angle. Quote. To play it safe, when you see the red flags flying, stay out of the water. That's even if you're an experienced swimmer. And the strong waves caused beach erosion. You can see the waves pounding against the shore. And to end this video, I am going to show you footage from October 5th, 2023 as I was leaving Orlando International Airport. There was a rain cell on the horizon. Enjoy the flight. As the plane was ascending, the pilot flew through a small rain cell. Flying through the rain cell caused severe turbulence to happen. In fact, the entire flight had turbulence. The best way I can define turbulence is potholes in the sky. The culprit of the turbulence was a line of storms in the Midwest. Outflow from the storms was causing severe turbulence on the flight back to Pitt. The seatbelt sign was on the entire time, and there was only a brief window when passengers were able to get up and use the lavatory. Usually, the flight attendants pushed their carts with snacks and drinks. However, because of the turbulence, they weren't able to do that. Thankfully, passengers were still able to order food and drink. Flying into Pittsburgh, here is a bird's eye view of the Golden Triangle. A bird's eye view of Pittsburgh International Airport. And on October 5th, 2023, the leaves were just starting to change. And we are coming into a landing at Pitt.
It really does look pretty
As 2023 comes to a close, continue to stay weather aware. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.